Hi guys! Welcome to Cup of Teach. This time, I'm going to discuss right triangle similarity theorem. The similarity on a right triangle, if an altitude is drawn to the hypotenuse of a right triangle, then the new triangles formed are similar to the given triangle and to each other. So let's say ito ang ating altitude. So kapag may altitude tayo dito, makaka-form tayo ng dalawang similar triangles, which is also similar to the big triangle. So if segment AC is perpendicular to segment BD, then triangle ABC is similar to triangle DAC, which is also similar to triangle DBA in a triangle ABD with right angle A. Given a right triangle and the altitude to the hypotenuse, so this is the altitude. So kung may altitude tayo dito, makaka-form tayo ng dalawang similar triangles. So ito yung dalawang triangles na syempre similar din dito sa malaking triangle. So let's have here the first triangle, yung small triangle which is blue. So pangalanan natin ang hypotenuse niya na A, and then yung shorter leg natin, X. Then yung longer leg natin, H. Then let's have here the next triangle. So etong triangle, yung green triangle. So let's have here the hypotenuse, B. And then yung longer leg natin, Y. Ang shorter leg natin ay H. Then balik tayo sa original na triangle. So sa original triangle natin, ang ating hypotenuse ay C. Ang ating shorter leg, A. Longer leg, B. So this time, i-discuss naman natin ang altitude rule. The altitude rule is the geometric mean between the segments into which it divides the hypotenuse. So let's have here the figure. So kung ito ang figure niya, ang ratios natin, x over h is equal to h over y. Let's have here the second rule, and this is the leg rule. Each leg of the right triangle is the geometric mean between the hypotenuse and its projection on the hypotenuse. So let's have here the figure. So kapag ganito ang given na figure natin, ang ating ratios are x over a is equal to a over c. Then kapag ganito naman ang given na figure, ang ating ratios, y over b is equal to b over c. Let us apply now the rules. First one is find the missing lengths. So, ang kukunin natin dito yung length ng x, y, b at saka yung h. Unahin muna natin yung x. So, solve for x. So, this is the triangle. So, gagamit tayo dito ng leg rule. Ang leg rule natin, ang ratios are x over a is equal to a over c. So, substitution lang gagawin natin. Ang x natin is unknown, ang a natin ay 12, ang a natin ay 12 again, at ang c natin ay 24. So let's have here, x over 12 is equal to 12 over 24. Then cross multiplication, x times 24, at saka 12 times 12. So we will have now, 24x is equal to 12 times 12. Then multiply natin itong dalawa, we will have now 24x is equal to 144. To solve for x, we need to divide both sides by 24. So we can cancel 24 now. Matitira sa ating left side yung x. Then 144 divided by 24 is equal to 6. Therefore, ang ating x na ay 6. So gagamitin pa rin natin dito yung triangle na ginamit natin kanina. So, eto na yung 6 na nasolve natin kanina. And then, this time, isosolve naman natin yung y. So, since meron na tayong 6 at meron na tayo ditong 24, so makukuha na natin ang y pag sinubtract natin yung 6 sa 24. So, we'll have now x plus y is equal to 24. So, substitution lang natin. Ang x natin ay 6. At ang y natin ay missing is equal to 24. Then transpose natin itong 6 dito beside sa 24. So we will have now y is equal to 24 minus 6. Therefore, ang ating y is 18. Let us use again yung figure na ginamit natin kanina. So, ito na yung x natin, which is 6. Ang y natin is 18. So, ang nawawala na lang ng length, yung v at saka yung h. So, unahin natin yung v. So, sabihin natin, gagamitin natin ang leg rule. The ratios are y over b is equal to b over c. So, substitution tayo. Ang y natin ay 18 at ang c natin ay 24. So, we'll have now 18 over b is equal to b over 24. Cross multiplication tayo. B times b is b squared. Then 18 times 24. And 18 times 24 is 432. So, you just copy b squared. So, para masimplify natin to, kailangan natin siyang i-square root para matira na lang ay b. So, pag nag-square root tayo dito sa left, automatic sa kabila, ganun din ang gagawin natin. So, we will have now the square root of b squared is equal to the square root of 432. So, yung b squared, perfect square na siya. So, mariremove na natin o makakancel na natin yung 2 kasi divisible siya sa index na to, which is 2. So, cancel na to. Matitira dito ay yung b na lang. Pero yung 432 is not a perfect square. So, ang kailangan natin, ipa-factor. Factor natin ang 432, which is 1 factor is a perfect square. So, let's have here b is equal to the square root of 144 times 3. So, these are now the factors. Yung 144, that is the perfect square. So, ito yung pwede nating isimplify. Pero yung 3, may iwan sa loob ng radical. 144 is the perfect square, and the square root of 144 is 12. Therefore, we will have now b is equal to 12 square root of 3. So, this time, gagamitin pa rin natin ang ating figure. So, yung 6 dito, that is the value of x, yung sinolve natin kanina. And then, yung y, which is 18, at yung b naman natin dito ay 12 square root of 3. So, ang nawawala na lang na length, yung h. So, ito ang susolve natin ngayon. So, this time, ang gagamitin naman natin yung altitude rule. Sa altitude rule, ang ratios niya ay x over h is equal to h over y. So, substitution, ang x natin ay 6, ang y natin ay 18. So, we will have now 6 over h is equal to h over 18. Cross multiplication, h times h is h squared. 6 times 18 is 108. Then, since ang h natin ay naka-squared, so kinakailangan natin siyang kuhanin ng square root, both sides. So, we will have now the square root of h squared is equal to the square root of 108. Ang 108 is not a perfect square. So, ibig sabihin, kinakailangan nating i-factor yung 108 wherein 1 factor is a perfect square. So, let's have here h. So, h na lang ang matitira dito kasi nakakancel na natin ang square dito at saka yung radical sign. So, we have here for the factors of 108, 36, and 3. So, yung 36 dito, yung perfect square. So, ito yung hinahanap natin. Kasi pag perfect square, pwede natin siyang isimplify, iwan lang natin yung 3 sa loob. So, ang square root ng 36 is 6. So, h is equal to 6 square root of 3. Kasi ang 3 is not perfect square, so kinakailangan natin siyang iwan sa loob ng radical. Let's have your sample problem. The developer of Garden View subdivision would like to put a bicycle path from the corner of Kangkong and Kamote streets to Alokbati Street. What is the shortest path if Kangkong and Kamote streets are perpendicular? How long is the path if BD is 18 meters and AD is 32 meters? So, let's have here the illustration. So, ito ang ating Alokbati Street, Kamote Street, and Kangkong Street. So, yung Kangkong Street natin at Kamote Street ay perpendicular. And then, let us name yung mga corner nila ng A, B, C. So, makaka-form tayo ng right triangle. triangle ABC. So, ang tanong ngayon, what is the shortest path if Kangkong and Kamote streets are perpendicular? So, from point C to segment AB, pwede tayo mag-draw dito ng line segment. And then, pangalanan natin to ng point D. So, yung line segment natin, segment CD. So, yung segment CD na to, na perpendicular sa segment AB, yung altitude natin. So, ito yung altitude ng triangle ABC. So, i-label natin ang BD, which is 18. Ang AD natin ay 32. So, ang hinahanap ngayon natin yung shortest path. At ito ang shortest path. Therefore, para makuha natin ang altitude, kailangan natin gamitin ang altitude rule. So, sa altitude rule, ang ratios na kukuhanin natin ay BD over CD is equal to CD over AD. By substitution, we'll have now BD is 18, CD is unknown, is equal to CD over 32. Cross multiplication, ang CD, pag minultiply natin kay CD, that is CD squared. Then 18 times 32. 18 times 32 is 576. So since ang CD natin dito ay naka-squared pa, so kailangan natin kuhanin ang square root niya para ma-solve natin ang CD. Pag nag-square root tayo dito sa left side, ganun din sa right side. So we'll have now the square root of CD squared is equal to the square root of 576. So this time, ang squared ng CD natin ay pwede na nating i-cancel. Kasi ang 2 is divisible by its index which is 2. So CD na lang ang matitira sa left side. Ang 576 ay perfect square. So pwede din natin kuhanan ng square root. So, CD is equal to 24 meters. So, ito na yung shortest path at yung haba ng ating altitude.
Thank you for watching. That's it for this video. If you learned something here, don't forget to like and subscribe to Cup of Teach. See you on the next lesson. Bye!